brain surgery with no anesthesia. I'm going to say it again. She had brain surgery with no anesthesia. So, Harriet Tubman is officially the strongest person in the universe for me. I raved about this yesterday as I had to talk with you all about my thoughts about the movie Harriet. If you all have seen it, drop a line. Hey Wilbur, hey Marcus, hey Lisa, thanks for hanging out. If you all seen it, drop a line. One more time. She had brain surgery with no damn anesthesia. Kai, did you know that? So, yesterday, I talked about Harriet, and I found an article. In fact, I'll repost it for those that didn't see it. I'll put it in this chat as well. Harriet Tubman, it was an amazing movie, and I learned a lot, and it was, when you get past what you learned in first and second grade, as far as the Black history figures, you're always grateful. And so, I even watched a little YouTube video that was like a documentary, and they even mentioned that. Like they mentioned, that she fled slavery, and went to the North and became free. And then, of course, they mentioned that she went back and rescued, at least 70 more slaves. And the person who was doing the documentary was like, yeah, more than likely, that's probably all that you learned in school, which I don't know if it's true for you. Definitely it was true for me and almost everybody that I know that surrounded me, even in my classes. Can y'all drop me a line? Let me know if you could hear me clearly. I just want to make sure my sound is working all right. If you can't hear me, then saying this would mean nothing. So let me know if you can hear me before I continue. Thumbs up. Somebody give me a thumbs up, or we can hear you or something. So, Move Mondays. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you had a great weekend. I hope your Monday was decent. And thanks for the thumbs up, whoever did that, so that I can know that. I think that was a thumbs up to let me know that you could hear me. Somebody help a brother out. So, happy Monday. I hope y'all had a great weekend. This was a part of my weekend, so this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. If you didn't see my live stream yesterday, hey Sylvia, thanks for watching. Okay, cool. Nathaniel, I appreciate that. Nathaniel repeated everything I said, so that means that you guys can hear me. So this was a part of my weekend. I did a live stream yesterday that went into all the facts. There was 10 facts that I learned that I think will probably be even useful to you if you're like me and you only knew the surface level stuff. I won't go through all 10 of those facts today, but I will put it in the link. I will put the link in the description. Hey, Dr. Barry. Hey, Jonathan Springer. And if you could go back and watch my other live stream. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to get to the point because y'all know I can be long-winded. Harriet Tubman had brain surgery with no anesthesia. Okay, let me read you something real quick. So, my friend, who was it? Lisa Rawlings. Lisa, if you wind up watching this, thanks so much for commenting, because you actually made me do something, which was to double check my facts or double check my information to make sure it was facts. So Lisa said, I've never heard this before. She said that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, me either. And I sent her the link, but I was like, you know what? You know how the internet could be. Let me double check on that. So here's what I found. I went to another site. By the way, the groove that you're listening to in the background, I got a couple people to participate. I'm going to see if today I can get some more. This groove you hear in the background is my next chill out release that I'm looking to release by tomorrow. Hey, Diane, thanks for hanging out. Looking to release it by tomorrow, no later than Wednesday. Even though I told the crowd yesterday, no later than Tuesday. But I'm on it. I want y'all to stay on. And here's the thing. This instrumental track doesn't have a name. So as I'm talking, as you're listening to the flow, I need you to let me know what it sounds like to you. I need you to give me a name for this song. I'm going to actually choose a name from what you all drop. Okay? So give a brother a name for this tune. And yeah, it'd be something fun that we could do. Name this tune for me because I don't have a name for it. Okay, back to the message in hand. Okay, here's what I found. This is another HarrietTubman.org facts. Okay, for those that don't know, I'll go back and give a little bit of context because I actually didn't know this either. So let's see. Let me go back to the top. And then I'll go to this part about her having brain surgery. And I got... This is something else too, Sylvia, Sabrina. This is something else, right? It's not just that she had brain surgery and refused anesthesia. I got one more thing to tell y'all about that it completely blew my top. Let me go back to what happened. So she had, when she was a teenager, I think they said when she was 13, she was a damn soldier, y'all. Like, I mean, you know, we already know, but like the stuff that anyway. So when she was a teenager, this I didn't know. She suffered a head injury. I think a lot of you all knew that. There was a runaway slave, a fugitive slave, and one of the slave owners was trying to stop the slave, picked up a 2-pound weight and threw it at the slave. They were in like a store or something like that. And it unfortunately hit her. And, oh, cool, Chillin' at Night. All right, Dr. Berry says that the name of this tune should be Chillin', not Chilling. I put a G on it, Dr. Berry. There's no G on what you said. Chillin' at Night. Hey, Derek. Hey, Sabrina. Thanks so much for hanging out. So Dr. Berry put the first bid in for tonight. That this track in the background, I don't have a name for it. He said it should be called Chillin' at Night. Somebody else dropped a line. I want to keep it going with that. Thanks, Dr. Berry. So she was hit in the head with a 2-pound weight when she was 13. And when I'm going to read something else to you all, but she got no treatment for it. Her slave owner didn't allow her to get treatment. I mean, so not only was she doing what she was doing and traveling 100 damn miles from Maryland to Pennsylvania by foot, and then deciding to go back and to make this trip 13 times, covering over 1,300 miles. And then at one point, Canada was where they needed to go. And she was just like, I don't free slave, like the guy, William Still, I believe it was, who was helping her in Philadelphia. He was like, you know, that trip is 600 miles. That's 6 times, and he knew she was illiterate. He like, that's 6 times what you did. She cut him off in the movie and was like, basically, I don't give a damn how long. Like, I don't decide whether I'm gonna go to free slaves or not based on the distance. Now I can imagine, even though this was a reenactment, but that's what I could really imagine from her personality. Because y'all, she got hit in the head when she was 13. She had no medical attention. She suffered. I'm going to read this to you. As a result of the injury, she suffered sleeping spells, nightly. Okay, I'm going to read you. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all multitasking. I'm excited. Y'all dropping the names now, and I'm loving it. Okay, as a result, she suffered from sleeping spells. She would suddenly fall asleep, and it was difficult to wake her up. It gave her visions and dreams that she considered signs from God. Religion and faith was the reason she risked her life guiding slaves to freedom. When I read you this other article, they even talk even more about the head injury and like the symptoms. They were devastating, and yet she still was pushing through all this. Okay, so here's the other thing. All right, we back to the fact. Paulo, I hope I pronounced your name right. Did you know, who else here? Diane, Sabrina, Derek, did you know that Harriet Tubman had brain surgery? I gotta do this every time I say this. And refused anesthesia. Did you know that? Now, here's the next part. That's as if that's not enough. Unable to sleep, Tubman underwent brain surgery in Boston, Massachusetts General Hospital. She refused anesthesia. Instead, she insisted to chew a bullet, just like soldiers did when they had their legs amputated. Yeah, Harriet Tubman. I'm gonna just cut the music back on. She not only refused anesthesia. I mean, come on, y'all. There's other more simple procedures that's tough to do without anesthesia. She has brain surgery, no anesthesia. And then she insisted to chew a bullet just like soldiers did when they had their legs amputated. I mean, come on. After the first 10 seconds, I'd have been like, yo. Derek says, yes, she was biting down on a bullet while the surgery was going on. Derek, I had no idea, bro. It just took my whole respect for Harriet to a whole nother level. So 5 seconds in, y'all, I'm like Macaulay Culkin on Home Alone. 5 seconds in, I'm like, Dad, give me the damn anesthesia. Harriet Tubman was, and this is just one of many things. Okay, so let me read this to you all. Okay, I'm gonna actually put all of these in the chat. I'm put these in the chat, so please come back. Okay, let me go to Diane, because Diane, I saw that you dropped a line as far as what the name of this track should be. And for those that are joining, I'm trying to name this track, so please drop your suggestions. So Diane said, Nightly Sensation. Dr. Berry said, Chilling at Night. So I guess this probably is going to wind up having something to do with nighttime. Okay, I'm going to read you all this article real quick. Bear with me on this, because I think this will really be appreciated. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to post these in the chat so that you all can read the rest, because there's more to it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Here we go. An American icon and freedom resilience. Okay, one other fun fact. I didn't know this, and I'm wondering if you knew this. I hope that they hold on to this, and I hope that this comes through. Harriet Tubman's portrait is slated to grace the $20 bill in 2030. Y'all, we gotta hold them to that. Real talk. Okay. 2030, y'all. Do you understand how much of an honor and a privilege that would be for not only her legacy, but all the freedom fighters that follow? 2030, Harriet Tubman's face is supposed to be on a $20 bill. I'm holding them to that. Okay, here we go. All right, thanks, Sabrina. I'm going to come back to Sabrina. Dropped the line as far as the name of the song. She says, in fact, I'll do it now. She says, call the song Special or Special Love or No Worries. I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, Jan. Jan, what should the name of this track in the background be? Okay, here we go. Harriet Tubman's portrait is slated to grace the $20 bill beginning in 2030. It's an auspicious achievement for a hero of civil rights who escaped from slavery, led hundreds of others to do the same, all while balancing a challenging array of chronic conditions, including migraines and acute attacks of narcolepsy. And what I'm going to do here is do like mama told me back in the day. So when I was younger, I was raised by an astute school teacher. Shout out to my mom, Cheryl Lawson. And one of the things I used to hate when I was a child, but I love now because it has allowed me to be an astute, educated man, is that anytime I didn't know what a word was, she would say these hauntingly devastating words to me. I would say, Ma, what does narcolepsy mean? She would say, look it up. Just without the deep voice, it's more of a girly. But she'd be like, look it up. And the thing was, at some point I got so used to her saying that I would try to catch myself mid-sentence. Ma, what does gnarly people... I want some ice cream. Can I have some ice... Nah, boy. What were you getting ready to say? And she would see the word. Okay, narcolepsy. Look it up. I hated looking up words. You as a kid, you just lazy. I didn't want to open a dictionary. Now I love it. The funny thing is, when talking to my daughter Aria, at some point she was the same way, but about Google. And of course, I had one of those when I was your age. I'm saying to myself, you don't even have to go get a book. Like, you literally could just use your voice and say, Google, what does narcolepsy mean? And she was like, and she was having the same, anyway, she was having the same lazy kind of thing. Okay. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting off track. Diane says, why so far down the road 2030? I don't know, Diane. I don't know. I mean, that is a bit of ways away. Yes, I'd ask the same question. I mean, shit. Maybe we all just needed, here's the petition. She had brain surgery with no anesthesia. Anybody who does that deserves to be on every damn dollar bill. Every dollar. Okay, here we go. Back to this article. I want to read you all the rest of this. Okay, so narcolepsy, right? Narcolepsy is a chronic sleep disorder characterized by overwhelming daytime drowsiness and sudden attacks of sleep. People with narcolepsy often find it difficult to stay awake for long periods of time, regardless of the circumstances. Narcolepsy can cause serious disruptions in your daily routine. It can also be accompanied by a sudden loss of muscle tone, which can be triggered by strong emotion. It's a chronic condition for which there's no cure. However, medications and lifestyle changes can help you manage symptoms. Now, she was suffering from this back in the damn early 1800s, y'all. So there was whatever medication, it was not around. And she still traveled hundreds of miles on foot to free slaves. Okay. Next part of this article. Here we go. Before escaping to freedom and leading hundreds of Southern slaves north along the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman lived for nearly 30 years in slavery. Born Araminta Harriet Ross in 1820 to enslaved parents. I didn't know that either. I didn't know her actual real name. To enslaved parents, Ben Ross and Harriet Green, Tubman was one of 9 children, grew up in Maryland on a Maryland plantation. It was near there that she was around 12 years old where she was struck in the head with a 2-pound weight. The injury that changed her life. All right? That's a good... Okay, Dr. Berry says it takes time for engravers and approval to perfect the plates. So that's why it's going to be a bit long. Thanks, Dr. Berry, for that insight. It should have been a harmless chore. Tubman had been sent to a dry goods store on an errand and encountered another slave there, a fugitive who had left his plantation without permission. When the slave overseer demanded she help restrain him, a defiant Tubman refused. Now this is interesting because, writer Sarah Hopkins explains the incident in her 1886 authorized biography, Harriet, the Moses of Her People. The overseer caught up a 2-pound weight from the counter and threw it at the fugitive, but it fell short and struck Harriet a stunning blow on the head. It was long before she recovered from this and had left her subject to a sort of stupor or lethargy at times, coming upon her in the midst of conversation or whatever she would be doing and throwing her into a deep slumber, from which she presently roused herself and would go on with her conversation or work. No recovery for a slave. Tubman's overseers did not offer her medical attention, but sent her back to work instead. Many scholars suggest that Tubman's untreated injuries led her to suffer from an acute case of narcolepsy. I wonder if I pronounced that right. I believe it's narcolepsy. Though from what we know today, a diagnosis of cataplexy, sudden muscle weakness and paralysis, as well as hypersomnia, seemed equally likely. With narcolepsy comes vivid dreams and hallucinations, and eyewitness reports substantiate Bradford's writings that Tubman's trance-like states would last for hours. Bradford adds that following a standard diagnosis of narcolepsy, there was little Tubman could do to control the effects on her condition. Good job. I was going to say, Sabrina, what the hell is that? I thought you were writing in some other language. Thank you, Sabrina. She gave me the Hooked on Phonics version so that I could. Sabrina said, phonetics, laugh out loud. Thank you. Yeah, narcolepsy. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Hooked on Phonics works for me. Bradford adds that following a standard diagnosis of narcolepsy, there was little Tubman could do to control the effects of her condition. This pressure, it was which caused the fits of somnolency, I believe that's how you pronounce it, so frequently to come upon her, and which gave her the appearance of being stupid or half-witted in those early years. Even the lash, Bradford writes, adding that even the lash in the hand of a strong man could not rouse her. I don't know what, okay. Anyway, I was going to say, I don't know why she used that analogy, but whatever. Tubman dealt with a handful of equally debilitating comorbid conditions, including seizures and fierce headaches. Neither is linked to narcolepsy, but Tubman surely suffered from a range of tiring ailments. The word migraine is never mentioned. Much like narcolepsy, a diagnosis for the disorder didn't even exist. Here we go. A diagnosis didn't exist, so you know the medical attention didn't exist in the mid or late 1800s, but the debilitating headaches Tubman described made it seem a plausible diagnosis. These maladies, and this is the last part that I'm going to read. These maladies were just some of the many that Tubman endured and survived while in slavery, as she was frequently beaten and lashed by her owners. Biographer Catherine Clinton describes, for example, she wore many layers of clothing to absorb the brunt of beatings. Despite visible scars from lashings that stayed on her body for a lifetime, the blow to the head and the sustained concussion it produced was the most enduring, if often invisible, affliction. Rather than a roadblock, Tubman's head injury may have been the catalyst that caused her to free slavery. To free, I think that meant to be slaves, and lead others along the route to freedom. Afraid that she was viewed as a sickly person and thus an inadequate slave, some scholars note that Tubman fled to the north due to fear she would be sold and separated from her family. The day's work must be accomplished whether the head was racked with pain and the frame was consumed by fever or not, but the day came at length when poor Harriet could work no more. So anyway, I'm going to stop there, right? I'm going to stop there. Please read the rest of this article, which I have posted to the chat in 5, 4. I gotta reset my page. Oh no, everything stopped. Okay. I hope that I don't know what happened to my music. I hope that you all are enjoying this so far. And I hope that this was enlightening. And I have now posted the link to the chat to read what I just read for your own eyes. Okay. Harriet Tubman. Go see the movie. I thought that the movie was really good. Based on what I knew and what I've now learned, I thought that they gave some... I thought that I got the tongue tied. I thought that they did a really good job at replaying her life and reenacting Cynthia Erivo, who was the main actor, I thought she did an incredible job. The strength and the passion that she exuded, I think, really nailed it. Janelle Monáe is in the movie The Artist, and there's a song at the end of the movie as the credits are rolling that almost brought me to tears. It takes you back. So being a musician, right? It's really, really interesting. Hey, Derek, thanks for hanging out. Derek says, name the song Night Passions. Okay, so it really seems like Night is going to be included in this somehow, because you are the third or fourth person that has included Night. Everybody else joining, please name this song that you hear in the background. I don't have a name for it. I'm looking to release it tomorrow, no later than Wednesday morning. So it's up to you to name it, or I can't release it. All right. So, what was I saying? Oh, there was a song. Okay, so, it's really interesting as a musician, right? So, a lot of you all may know, may not know, that I used to be a gospel musician. I still play gospel from the perspective of like my palette, but I don't really play in church like that anymore, and I have different reasons. Now, the interesting thing, right? And I think about this song. This song at the end of the movie almost made me cry, And it's because when you think about the blues, when you think about like our toughest times, right? The things that like gospel was birthed out of, the blues was birthed out of. When you think about our toughest times, it's just one of those things that in our toughest times is when the most thought-provoking, deep, moving music has come through. It's the birth of the blues, It takes you back to the field songs and, us just wanting a better life, and really getting to the point of like dire hopelessness, and having to just hope in another life or hope in, a completely different reality apart from this one in order for us to achieve happiness and quality of life, I won't go into it in depth here because I don't want to really make it the topic of this live stream. Hey, Francia, thanks for hanging out. I hope I pronounced your name right, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for hanging out. But in these times is birthed some of the most moving music, and it comes from the pain. It's a really deep thing. It's a tough thing when we deal with things that we don't have to. But yeah, so okay. So Dr. Berry says, so very true, blues is life. So the song at the end of the movie was really moving. I want to actually go back and see what it was, because I thought it was moving, and I'll post it as well once I find out. But go see the movie. I think it's great. I was looking for Morgan Freeman in the movie. This is like a classic Morgan Freeman kind of thing. And one thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it right now, because I got to make sure everybody watching this live stream sees this post, if you haven't seen it already. So while I'm talking to you, I'm going to multitask, because I'm going to put in the chat a meme that I put up a while back. And it's called Morgan Freeman at age 8. I have a fun fact. Now, this is Aaron's fun fact, right? This is one that has not been approved by the FDA. It hasn't been. I don't know what the FDA has to do with it, but it hasn't been approved by anybody. But goddamn it, it's true. Morgan Freeman was never young. Ever. I don't care. If you see a young picture of Morgan Freeman, it is a Photoshop fabrication. Morgan Freeman is the only old man who was never young. I promise you all, that's a fact. I promise you, that is a fact. Derek says, go see it. Go see it. Go see it. I took my daughter and she loved it. Man, I'm mad that I didn't get a chance. I'm mad that I didn't get a chance to see it with my daughter, Derek. She wound up going before me to see it, and I was highly pissed. No, I wasn't pissed. Well, I was pissed she didn't want to see it again with me, because, yeah. But anyway, Dr. Berry says we did a teaching on her when I taught at Northwestern High. Wow. So, Dr. Berry, we gotta, yeah. Morgan Freeman was never young. Okay, so I have a meme that I put up based off of, now I think you all will be able to see this while you're watching this chat. And thank y'all for hanging out with me. Go Ravens, by the way, right? Go Ravens if you're a Ravens fan. If you're not a Ravens fan, then, you know, you have an issue. No, I'm just messing. I'm just a good fan of football. I'm happy that the Ravens are doing what they're doing. And how about Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson, see if I got this right. Lamar Jackson's instincts, crazy. Okay. Derek said, go what? Okay, Derek, don't take it too hard on me, bro. I'm actually just a fan of good football. But, I mean, the Ravens are, yeah, they're doing what they're doing. Being from Baltimore, right? I gotta be proud of them. Okay, look. Please, people, please. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm off the chain tonight. I'm excited. Okay, hold on. I put the link in the chat, right? I gotta fix it because I was so excited I typed the / before I hit enter. Okay, so I just edited that link. I guess you can't do it while watching me. If you can, right? Go click that, look at it, come right back. This is Morgan Freeman at age 8. And if you rather wait until after, then wait till after. Okay. So I was looking for Morgan Freeman in this movie. Because this was a classic Morgan Freeman movie. I expected him to just be there. Now the funny thing is, Harriet Tubman's father is a guy that would have been Morgan Freeman. And he did a great job, by the way. I forgot his name, but he did a great job. But he kind of even looked like and reminded me of Morgan Freeman. So anyway, enough about that. That's the movie. I said I wasn't even going to do a whole review, and damn it, I did it. But what can you say? I'm a recovering, long-winded addict, talking addict. Okay, so besides that, I wanted to find out how was the rest of your weekend. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about mine. I really didn't have much that went on this past weekend. I had a gig on Saturday. Shout out to my buddy Will Spence. It was a birthday gig that I had with him. Played some good music, had some fun. Yeah. And last week, JoJo's, of course. If you all are ever in the DC area, we're at JoJo's, 1518 U Street. Every Thursday, I'm there with Clarence Ward and his concept, That Feel Good. It's always a fun time. I'm convinced that we're making history there. I'm going to actually start posting more of the individual songs. But yeah, real fun time. Other than that, the rest of my weekend was great. How was yours? And this week, okay, so I got some good news. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to be going to a local talent show for kids that is sponsored by, I believe it's sponsored by the company Believe in Music. And I have an opportunity that I'm looking to take, which is going to be a part-time opportunity in the schools system here in Baltimore. And I got a referral for a program, an enrichment program, helping kids. The program deals with songwriting, storytelling, and beat making using a program called Soundtrap. And they needed a teacher right away. I happened to get the call. They were very impressed with my resume, which my resume at this point is all of this content that I share with you all. By the way, if you get a chance, please listen to my last podcast. It's a recap of a fun conversation that I had with my friend Gianna Hunter earlier today about really helping her to reach her legacy goals. And you'll see more of what I'm talking about as far as the content deal. But they were really impressed, and I'm excited about it because in addition to, you know, putting a couple $100 extra in my pocket a week for really only 1 hour a day, it's a good opportunity to work with kids, and I'll be definitely making content out of it. I'll be vlogging, and I'll be showing what I'm doing as far as working with the kids. And you guys know me, I'm gonna probably even try to come up with some creative way of sharing whatever information that I help the kids with, or whatever curriculum they have. The cool thing is they have a curriculum, so that allows me to just go right in and just flow with something that works for them. But then they also said in the email that I got that the curriculum is where you can actually interject. Thank you, Bernadine. Where you could, Bernadine, I have got to talk to your kids soon. We got to make that happen ASAP. I got to have them here on the channel. I got to interview them. I am such a fan of your children. So it'll be working with the kids, and I have the ability to actually add to the curriculum and do my own thing. So you already know. If you haven't seen it already, let me see if I can grab this for you. I'm going to give you an idea of what I would add to the curriculum. So let's see, class. I'm sorry, I'm looking up a video real quick on YouTube so I can put it in the chat. If you haven't seen it already, I had a really fun experience, one of several, working with school kids. And this one was at the college that I went to, which was Baltimore City Community College. I got a chance to go back and teach the STEM class and do my own curriculum. I mean, you know, for the day. It was great. I also did it at Polytechnic School, and they really want me to come back. A lot of these schools are actually really enjoying the program. I just put it there. I guess I should have named it. Thank you, Bernadine. It would be my honor and pleasure. Okay, it came up now. So it says teaching the STEM class at Baltimore City Community College. If you haven't seen it already, please check that out. That'll give you an idea of what I'm probably going to be introducing to this class. So I'm super excited because I get a chance to give back. I get a chance to, you know, make a livelihood while doing it. And I'm going to create some content. It's just going to be fun, right? So I'm just really looking forward to it. So that's coming up. I go to a talent show tomorrow that they're having for the kids, I guess even for one of the programs. And that's going to be exciting. And they're excited to meet me, and I'm excited to meet them. The staff is, and yeah, that's going to probably be starting real soon. I'm glad to go into 2020 with that, like I said, because, you know, I definitely need the finances, and it works right along with my vision. You know, the important thing, and I guess I want to say this really as a moment of inspiration and motivation, right, for what it's worth. You have to, gotta pause the music for this. You have to, at all costs, you have to push for opportunities that really feed you. I know that, you know, there are times in life where we just gotta do what we gotta do, right? So that means sometimes doing things that we don't want to do. Hey, Harry, thanks for hanging out. Harry and Bernadine, and who else jumped in? Jeff Reed, and Aisha. Hey, cuz. When I play the track again, listen to the track. I'm looking for names for this track because this song does not have a name. I want to release it tomorrow, but I can't because I don't have a name for it. So far, several people have dropped names. When you hear the song, drop a line based off of the mood. Tell me what you think it should be called. It's going to be an instrumental track. But my point I was making is that you have to, by any means necessary, push for what really does it for you. Not just as far as a livelihood, but any opportunities that you are a part of, you know, where it's about making a living or legacy. You have to. And I say that because happiness is more important than money, right? It's something, you know, for a minute I've been debating if I wanted to grab a 9-to-5, you know, to help out with some things that I'm trying to work through in life right now. Thing was, it's like, it has to be, for me, it has to be in my field, then it has to be something that feeds me. Because of the fact that, you know, when it comes down to legacy, it's important that you be working with something that really feeds you. And I'll be honest with you, and this is for all you all out there. Any opportunity that doesn't feed you, it doesn't get your 100%, even if you try. Now, I mean, I have opportunities where I still push forward, and I would say they probably would feel like I give 100%. And I guess in some ways, because it's subjective, I do. But you know what? Let's take it a step farther. Maybe they do get 100% from you, but they don't get 110 or 20. And that's important, because in order to really be like over the top good for whatever you do, and if it reaches into legacy goals as far as making the world a better place and all that kind of good stuff, right? All that secular humanist stuff. Like, your heart has to be in it. It has to be 100,000% in it. And I know we don't always have that luxury. What I'm saying is fight for it, right? So I'm happy about this opportunity, because this opportunity is in my field, and I wanted to wait until I got something that worked for me that was in my field. So yay. So that's what I got coming up this week. This has been wonderful. I thank you all for hanging out with me. I feel like I've covered a lot. I don't want to keep you all night. It is 10:52. So thank y'all so much for hanging with me. Drop a line. Let me know, even after this stream. Please drop a line. Let me know how your weekend was, how your Monday was. I really care. And I want to reply to you and just appreciate you, show you some love, and care about what's important to you. So if you had a good week, let me know. I mean, good Monday, good weekend. Wasn't so good, let me know. I'm interested in conversing with you. Other than that, again, this track in the background, name it, so I can release it tomorrow. 952 Texas. Okay, I don't know, Derek, if that's a football score or the name of the tune. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, hold up. Before you respond, Derek, before you give me the duh or the dummy smack, I got it. I had to look at my clock. I guess you're an hour behind. 9:52 Texas. The funny thing is, you're just telling me the time. I took it that you were trying to name the song. The song might be called 9:52 Texas because of you, and because of the fact that it took me a minute to catch up. The song literally might be called 9:52 Texas. Yeah, and it's 11 here because I'm Eastern, so yeah. Okay, maybe that's why most of y'all hanging out with me. I know everybody's not in different time zone, but Derek is tripping. Derek is tripping off me. But maybe some of y'all in California, so y'all like, this is early as hell. All right. Anyway, I'm so grateful. I don't want to actually overspend my time with you all. I want to let you go and, have a great time. I know I'm not the only thing happening on social media, so I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me for Mood Mondays. One other thing too, and this definitely is the last and final thing, and then I'm out of here because I've been asking for this for a couple weeks. I feel like I'm gonna get some good participation here. I think maybe I did a better job. I'm more lively tonight. So, one last final thought. I know that you all can't do it every Monday because you got a million things to do. You have a life. But what I am trying to figure out is, relatively speaking, on the Mondays where you might be around to join me for this session, right, for the Mood Monday show, what would be the best time frame for you? Give it to me, whether it's, you're like, well, sometimes, hey, Jermaine, thanks for hanging out, bro. Like, if you say, generally speaking, every now and then I probably could catch you between 7 and 8 because that's usually a free time. 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 6 or 9 to 10, Western Time, like whatever. Drop a line, give me an idea, because what I do want to do is I've been doing this show at randomly different times. I feel like I'll have a better interaction with people, probably even better like flow for you all if I pick a designated time that you know when to look forward to. So I could do that on my own, but it doesn't make sense to do it on my own when I have people that could easily say, generally speaking, around this time it works, and then that'll help me gauge. I'll try to find a time that works for most people, and then we'll have fun. We'll continue to have fun. So on that tip, I really thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. And have a happy rest of your Monday. Look out for this track tomorrow. I'll probably put up the name before the night is up, or at least by the morning. And that's about it. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time, because I don't take it for granted. All right, everybody. Peace. Love you. Talk to you soon. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Sylvia says song Night Freedom. P.S. Ravens 45-6. Damn. Go Ravens. Lamar, how about Lamar Jackson? That's crazy. MVP. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. On that note, have a wonderful one. See y'all soon. Peace.